When we look at agentic AI, it's hard not to marvel at just how far artificial intelligence has come, isn't it? I mean, we're not just talking about programmed instructions anymore. Agentic AI takes this to a whole new level, making decisions autonomously based on the context it's working within. It's quite extraordinary, really. Imagine this in the world of coaching: real-time insights right at your fingertips, tracking performance, analyzing patterns, and suggesting whether a player needs, say, additional recovery or heavier training. It's almost like having an assistant, but one that never misses a detail. The efficiency boost is massive, but so is the opportunity for personalization. Now think about healthcare for a moment. We've seen agentic AI analyze medical records to personalize treatment plans for patients. It's quick, it's precise, and in many ways, it's revolutionizing the practice. In coaching, we could see similar applications. Take an injured player, for example. This AI could easily monitor their progress, recommend tailored rehab routines, and even signal when it's safe to escalate activity. It's technology that truly adapts to the individual. But here's where it gets fascinating and perhaps a bit challenging. If AI can analyze movement patterns, physiological stats, and even behaviors down to the finest detail, where does that leave us, the coaches? How do we ensure that this technology supplements our own experience and intuition rather than overwhelming or, dare I say, replacing it? What would your answer be? And in many ways, this integration is really about balance. The data-driven insights AI delivers are invaluable, but there's a certain richness to human intuition, to understanding a player, not just as a collection of metrics, but as a person. That's where I believe the magic really lies. Now, here's something that's been making waves lately: no code platforms. I mean, imagine being able to build your own AI driven tool without writing a single line of code. Sounds a bit like science fiction, doesn't it? But it's very real, and it's already transforming how we approach coaching. Take a high school sports coach, for example. Let's say they want to analyze match footage, something that's usually, well, incredibly time consuming and frankly, a bit tedious. With a no code platform, they can set up a system that dissects the footage for them, breaking it down into actionable insights like player movement patterns or opportunities for improvement. Pretty amazing, right? It's not just about convenience either. What's really remarkable is how this process can demystify AI for coaches. When someone sees how easy it is to create these tools, there's this shift in perspective. It stops being some complex, intimidating technology. Suddenly it feels approachable, even empowering. And this empowerment, well, it goes beyond just performance analysis. Think about strategy. If you've got a tool that highlights opposing team tendencies or suggests the best lineup for a specific scenario, you're not just reacting, you're proactively shaping the game. It's a completely different way of thinking about coaching, wouldn't you agree? So in this new era of AI, these no-code platforms are opening doors, doors that were once firmly closed unless you had a team of developers on standby. For coaches, it's a game changer, a way to experiment, innovate, and ultimately tailor their approach to their players and teams. If we step back and examine the broader impact of AI, we see an undeniable tension. It's creating millions of new roles while simultaneously displacing others. Nowhere is this tension more evident than in fields like coaching, where the human element is at the very core of what we do. The question, then, is this: how do we reconcile these changes? For many coaches, integrating AI into their practice can seem like a daunting task, but honestly, it doesn't have to be. There are short courses cropping up everywhere, courses on AI applications in sports, performance tracking, even basic data analytics. These can provide a solid foundation for understanding how to use AI, not as a replacement, but as a complement to our human expertise. And let's be honest, the landscape is shifting rapidly. It's almost crucial at this point to stay ahead of the curve. Developing these new competencies isn't just about safeguarding one's career, it's also about elevating our practice as coaches. We're talking about using technology to enhance, not diminish, the personal connections that make coaching so impactful. Of course, this brings us to the crux of it all: ethics. As coaches, we wield tremendous influence, and when we incorporate AI into our decision making, we must tread carefully. What data are we using? How are we interpreting the insights? And above all, how do we ensure that our decisions remain fair, transparent, and in the best interest of those we're coaching? Pause with me for a moment on that question. Ultimately, navigating this new era requires more than just adopting the latest tools. It demands thoughtfulness, empathy, and a commitment to doing right by our players, our teams, and ourselves. And on that note, let's remain curious, stay adaptable, and continue growing together as we embrace the opportunities and challenges AI brings to coaching.